I did say we'll have a couple of guests joining me in the studios, and they're with me right now. We have Ruth.
Yes, Ruth Mumba from Abundance.
Right there. I remember these names right there. Okay, from Abundance Worldwide.
Yes.
And Brett.
Yes.
Oh man, I renewed my memory chip. See how that's working? Welcome to the studios, guys.
Thank you.
All right.
Thank you.
Let's start off with history of Abundance, the background of Abundance Worldwide a bit.
Yes. Abundance started working in 2016.
Okay.
It was founded by three friends. Deepa, she's a doctor based in Swaziland right now.
Okay.
And Tangam, she's based in Dubai, and Cyril, who's based in Qatar. So Deepa had been working in Malawi for lead, and she also worked on the catchment area for the Mulunguzi all the way to Lake Chira. And then when she left Malawi, she had a heart for the country. She saw all the problems that were suffering, and part of her project was that they did a project on gender related issues concerning Lake Chilwa. And it was seen that if they just focus on one thing, let's say focus to help women, the men were suffering. So she sort of like developed an idea that when you're developing a community, it has to be an integrated approach. You just can't deal with health, leaving out education, and leaving out environmental conservation. So in that work, she came in April 2016 to start a small NGO.
Okay.
And for me to join, to start working with her, was I wanted a platform to volunteer.
Okay.
And then I got into communication with her, and that's how Abundance started. And we adopted a village in Machinga where we're working from 2016 until now.
Interesting that you use the word volunteer, because for some reason a lot of people feel like we as Malawians don't volunteer.
Yeah.
For some reason, when you mention the word volunteer, there's always a white person as a picture right there.
Yeah.
So great stuff. Who are the beneficiaries in this case?
As I said, we adopted a community approach. So at first we did a needs assessment.
Okay.
For the whole community, for about 120 households thereabout. So the women had their own problems, the youth, the men, and we had a whole list of all these problems written down. And we decided that we're going to tackle a problem at a time.
Okay.
So the first thing we dealt with in 2016, I remember it was towards the winter, and we had a lot of older people, their go-go's with broken homes, like with broken houses. So we raised money and bought blankets just to help them carry them along in winter.
Okay.
And since we're starting off, we didn't have a lot of funding, so it was actually, the funding was coming from the co-founders' pockets
So
to finance this.
You could say it's self-funded?
Yes, most of the projects
as
are
it
self-funding.
is it still self-funded right now?
No, right now we did a crowdfunding.
Okay.
That is the one that funded our solar system and building of an e-learning center in the village. Yeah.
About the e-center, how does that work?
E-learning. Oh, that was one of the needs that they stated, that most of the youth and the young children in the community don't have exposure to computers or the internet. So when Deepa, she flew into Malawi sometime last year, and when she was flying out, she sat next to this guy, Carl Mayer, who does the Shift IT, sort of a computer solution.
So we know him very well.
Yes. So in that discussion, she was like, "Oh, we have this problem in the community," and she was like, we do this thing in the Keepod. It's you can get all this information that you can get on the internet, but it's sort of like an off-grid, off the internet sort of device that you preload it with information, and you can take it to the village and you teach the community how to use these specially made computers and keyboards, and it works just as well as the internet works, only with preloaded information. So so she was very excited about this, and then we started looking around how we could raise so much money, because we were looking at something like 5 million kwacha, which would be very difficult to just raise from individuals and other volunteers. and she's very she's very connected, Deepa. So she in her conversations with some of her peers from Rhodes University, from Scotland, from University of Scotland, they taught about Global Giving, which is a crowdfunding platform.
Okay.
Yes. So we registered Abundance on Global Giving, and we raised the funds from the 1st of June till the 30th of June, and we have raised over $5,000,
right.
and we use that
close to your target as well.
Over, actually,
over your target.
Over target.
Congratulations!
Yes.
Can I get the change?
No.
Oh, man.
The change will still go to buy more computers because, and a little miracle happened also with the project.
Okay.
Because initially we only planned for 50 beneficiaries.
Okay.
And when Carl was talking to the providers of the Keepod, he mentioned that we're a non-profit.
Okay.
And they have a special price for non-profit organization. And the money that we raised was enough to buy 150 Keepods. So now we have 150 beneficiaries that are going to get the small devices to be used on their computers.
Oh, wow.
So we're going to touch almost every household in the community.
Great stuff.
Yeah.
2018, just two more questions for you.
Yeah.
2018 coming to an end.
Yes.
What does your 2019 look like? What have you lined up? Yeah.
2019 is very big with us, for us. We've been
everyone says that, but next day will be my year.
For us it's really gonna be a very big year for us. Okay. I have because it's volunteer work, and I have been recruiting a lot of volunteers that want to work with us, a lot of students from Chancellor College, and we've been working with University of Glasgow.
Okay.
So we applied for a grant, and we're hoping to hear something in December, and that grant is for biomass energy. So that is
December is like next week. Yes.
So next week we're hoping because before applying for this grant, we also applied for another grant, which we use the data to input into this new new.
So it's more like a continuation.
Yes.
All
So we have hope that it's going to go through. So that means a lot of students from Chancellor College, the ones who wanted to volunteer, will benefit a lot. It's always a learning experience for me, and all the other volunteers that we work with are always eager. So we're hoping next year everything is going to be up and running, and next year we'll also be launching the e-learning center officially.
I'm writing this down.
Yes.
By the way.
Yes.
Just so you know that will kill you next time.
Yes.
And volunteering, who are your target? Who are your main volunteers? Is there an age group that you'd rather have volunteer? How do people get involved?
No, as I said, we are based on needs assessment.
Okay.
So I didn't see that you're a wonderful presenter. We might need you to do something for radio for us.
Who's gonna do my show?
I'll be coming and knocking. I'll be like, oh, Panther, please, we need somebody who can.
We're moving out. I will not tell you where we're moving to, man.
So anybody, we need accountants, we need people who can write, proposal writers, we need students, we need musicians. Anyone can volunteer as long as it will help us to sort out a problem in the community. That's how we work. Because professionally, I'm a geologist. So yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Great stuff.
Yep.
So Ruth explaining more about Abundance Worldwide and the projects that you have been doing since 2016.
Yes.
And going forward. Great stuff. 27 minutes after 5 o'clock, we pay our bills and we continue to have a little chat. We are talking solar next, and the whole project all together. Back after this, you know what to do. Keep it cap.
Streaming live on the World Wide Web, all over the world. CFM Online. Capital Radio, Malawi.com. Capital FM. News, business, music. CFM Online. Playing only what you want to hear. Capital FM.
Alright, time coming up to 27 minutes to 6 o'clock, the last hour of the traffic jam as it continues here on Capital FM. Still grey skies in the city of Blantyre. Still looking at some of the videos from the capital city, the airport flooding. What is this, man? What is this? These are the only first rains. Yo, we're in trouble, that's for sure. Taking a look at the videos from the Black Friday as well. People got energy to spend. Pushing and shoving at 6 a.m. What in the world, man? Where do you get such energy that early? For some reason, when I was watching the videos, I was like, that's the thing I was picturing at that time was, you remember the story about the gold rush that was happening in Mangoji? That's exactly what I saw. But no, we were better rushing into a store than to gold. Oh man, we got our priorities twisted, that's for sure. Anyway, getting back to the matter at hand, let's call in Brett one more time. Hello.
Hi, Banter.
All right.
Nice to be on the show.
Yeah, man, thank you very much. Welcome to the show. Let's talk about how you got into this picture in terms of abundance worldwide.
Yeah, we're first contacted by Shift IT,
Okay.
Carl Meyer, as you know, who put us in touch with Deepa from Abundance.
Okay.
And he said that he introduces technology to what to the need. He was saying that he explained what it was and what they were trying to do, and asked us to come up with a solution for power, because there was no electricity there in that village.
All right, basically off the grid.
Absolutely. So we came up with a solution. We presented it to Deepa at Abundance, and we went from there.
All right. And what was the experience? What was your experience with working with Abundance? You don't have to be nice because of that. You can say it.
I'm fascinated with what they're doing, and I think that they are going to really change and revolutionise the way that kids are educated in the rural areas. I mean, until technology like this is coming into the classroom, about the most sophisticated thing they do have in the classroom is a book and a piece of chalk. So it's really going to change the way these kids learn.
Right. And when you came into the picture, now are you only doing this project with Abundance Worldwide, or do you have your own projects that you're pushing as well?
Yes, we have many projects across Malawi,
Okay.
and also in the UK where we're based. We have a branch here in Malawi as we explore and look at the African market.
Okay.
We've decided to open up in Malawi as it's a peaceful country, and of course the people are lovely.
I hope you're not just saying that.
No,
But we'll take it anyway.
I've lived in Malawi with my wife for 3 years,
Okay.
and it's just beautiful. It's a beautiful place to live, and it's like no other country in Africa.
What are your current short-term goals and your long-term ones in the long run?
Yeah, so presently we're doing projects of all sizes.
Okay.
Large grid-connected systems. We're obviously working hard to alleviate the issues of blackouts.
Good luck with that one.
And we're bringing over some very sophisticated technology from the UK and Germany to introduce into this market and to address the problem. So there are large irrigation schemes, there's large backup grid systems, and there's very small mobile and the kind of things that we've done for Deepa Abundance.
What is your social media page, by the way, for people that would like to check out some of the work that you guys are doing?
Well, we have a Facebook page, which is if you type in Power Aid,
Okay.
Power Aid on the Facebook, it will come up on the Google search, and we do have a Twitter page which is at Power Aid Ltd.
Okay. Great stuff. Talking about blackouts and the need for solar technology, do you think solar energy is where Malawi needs to be investing in?
Yeah. It's an obvious answer to that question.
Is this on a government level or on a personal basis level?
I think if people can do it personally for their own homes and their own businesses, then they are certainly a step up. However, not everybody have the funds to do that. But from a government level, it's absolutely imperative that the Malawi uses the greatest source of energy that Malawi has, and that's the sun. And as Malawi has the highest irradiation yield, one of the highest irradiation yields, or sunlight, if you like, in the world, it hardly
call it burning sunlight out there.
it needs to be used.
because if you look at the background of Malawi in terms of producing electricity, we are used to the hydroelectric.
Yes.
How hard is it to convince people to move to this new technology in terms of solar?
Well, I think that we're not with sunshine. The sunshine's always there, bar a few days like today. Otherwise,
because it's the change and the direction that we definitely need.
Absolutely.
So you're doing a commendable job. Thanks for joining me in the studios, guys. Is there anything else you'd like to add on top of this before we call it quits?
no, it's just a pleasure to be on the show with you, Panther.
All right.
And, yeah, we just want to thank you for the opportunity.
All right. Great stuff. And from you, Ruth?
Yes, I want volunteers to really get in touch with us. They can go to our Facebook page, Abundance Worldwide. Just search, and or you can email me directly, mumbaruth@yahoo.com. Send me your resumes just to show what you can do, and there's always room for volunteering.
Do you have specific areas that you want people to volunteer in?
Arts. For now, arts, or business planning, or education. If you can teach, yeah, that would be very good. But
you graduates,
yes.
You know, you haven't gotten a job yet.
And I must say, volunteering opens doors. If you are applying for all these scholarships and schools internationally, they're always asking you how many hours you've put into volunteering. So if you want that scholarship to be given to you, volunteer. Start volunteering now.
All right.
Yes.
You should be a politician. You look like you sound great in campaigning. Fred, you want to say something as well?
Yes, I just want to add that we are also there's many people in Malawi who are actively seeking jobs, and we are actively recruiting electrical engineers, plumbers, people with a building background, steel fabricators, and we are just looking for those as fast as we can find them. And so please get in touch. It's the Power Aid in Kidney Crescent in Blantyre. You're welcome just to walk in the door. We're just opposite SR Nicholas.
Guys, how many shows have you listened to that is offering you a job on the spot? Come on, you gotta give it up to this Friday as one of the best shows, no doubt. Thanks for joining us. What does your weekend look like, by the way? It's a Friday. Friday, no?
Because I stay in Zoma.
Already wearing the black, starting off the Friday.
Now we're just visiting family and
wait,
friends.
what does I stay in Zomba mean?
I stay in Zoma, so there's no family there. When I'm in Blantyre, all my friends and family are here. So
like, meeting new people. Meeting new people.
It's not that easy.
Alright, Brett, what does your weekend look like?
Well, I'm hoping the weather's going to be better tomorrow because it feels like I'm in the UK.
Oh man, so you escape this and find it again.
Exactly.
Too bad, man, too bad.
I enjoy the sunshine in Malawi.
Not all the time. Sometimes it's scorching hot. Thanks for joining me, and have a lovely weekend.